Okay, in this video, I'm going to show us how to use Bloomberg to get data to put into and update our valuation model. We're going to use Coca-Cola as excuse me, our working example. So in this case, I'll type in ticker symbol, KO, US equity, or start typing the name of the company. It'll filter it out, the securities, choose the security. Once I've chosen the security, I will then go and I will need 3 screenshots, and then I'll need some data in Excel. The first screenshot that I'm going to need to take is the DES screen, which I can either type in DES as the short code once I go to a company stock, or I can click on it. And this stands for description, several pages long, has a lot of data, but in particular the information we're going to need is right here, which is the current shares outstanding for the company. So to take a screenshot, in the upper right hand corner there is an export button. Export, save screen as file. Put this into my downloads folder, and I'm going to call this DES-KO. Right, next I'm going to need the cost of capital, so I'm going to type in WACC. Excuse me, for weighted average cost of capital. This is going to be the WACC that we're going to use to discount the cash flows in our model. Again, export, save screen as file. Actually, I wanted the format KO dash instead of DES-KO. Actually, I wanted KO, ticker symbol, dash screen. So I'm going to say WACC. And finally, I need the earnings estimates. EEO will get me to the earnings estimate overview, the consensus overview for the company, because we're going to need the forward sales and the forward operating profits. So by default, it gives me the quarterly view. I need to switch to the annualized view. And then once I have the annualized data, export, save screen as file, KO-EEO. All right, finally, I'm going to need the financial data. FA, which stands for financial analysis, gives me historical financial information for a company, in this case Coke. I'm going to want to click on the income statement tab. And again, I'm going to use the standardized data, not the as reported data, which is the first default tab under income statement. And then this is their historical data. I'm going to hit output. I'm going to hit to Excel. And I'm going to dump this income statement data into Excel. You'll notice that Bloomberg is starting the export process. Once it has finished the export, it will load Excel. And it will give us a security warning, which every time we export, we will get the security warning in Excel. Say yes, that is okay to import the Bloomberg data. Give it a second as Excel will begin to import the data. And right now I'm on an extremely slow internet connection. So once it is finished, I want to get these values, which are database lookups, into numbers so that I can use them outside of the Bloomberg lab. So again, I will select the entire worksheet. I will copy the entire worksheet. I will paste special the entire worksheet as values, so that now I have, instead of formulas, I have numbers in these fields, which means I can take the Excel file with me. Finally, I want to get rid of these NAs. NAs means not available. We're going to treat these as zeros because Excel does not like to refer into a formula a cell that has an NA in it. It will give us an error. So therefore, we'll need to have zeros in all of the cells. So what I'm going to do is hit the find command in Excel, Control F, find the £N/A space N/A, replace them all with zeros. There were 16 of them. Hit close, and finally I need to save my Excel workbook. So save as, instead of a web page, which is why I gave it a security warning, I'm going to save it as an Excel workbook, and I'm going to save it into my downloads folder. And in this case, I'm going to call this KO-IS for income statement. Do the exact same process for the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. So now I'm going to click on the Coca-Cola balance sheet. I'm going to go to Output to Excel. Then go back to Excel. Make sure that I say yes to the security warning. If it's hidden behind a screen, it won't do anything until you say yes and allow the data to be imported via this security warning. Once we have done that, again, same process, select the tab, copy it, paste special values, hit Control F, Control F, the wrong F, pound and /A, space and /A, replace those with zeros, 41 replacements, and finally I'm going to File, Save As, Excel Workbook, this is my Downloads folder, KO-BS. So I now have the balance sheet. Finally, the third statement I'm going to need is the cash flow statement. Click on CF, make sure we get the standardized version, output to Excel. Go back to Excel, say yes to the security warning, patiently wait on the data to be populated into my Excel model. Convert them to values, copy, paste special values, hit my Control F, search for my pound and /A, space and /A's, replace those with zeros, and finally save the data as an Excel workbook. And in this case, I'm going to put this in my downloads folder as KO-CF for cash flow. Right? So I'll close out of these three spreadsheets. I don't need them anymore. And on my desktop, in my downloads folder, I now have the 6 files, and I'm just going to rename this so it's a more straightforward format. Again, ticker symbol -DES, as opposed to the other way around. But this gets me the number of shares, this gets me the cost of capital, this gets me the forward sales and operating profit data that I will need, and this gets me the historical financial statements. I now have the data ready to go and to be used to update my valuation model.